corners. My first time.
You had the man of the.
I
star
never.
Of the hour
I mean,
here.
the star of the. I saw him at the Super Bowl. I mean, you always know Travis because Travis Hunter always has a crowd of people around him. It's a crowd. I mean, he's as famous as I can remember any non-quarterback player coming out in the draft ever.
I would agree.
I mean, I don't remember anything like this. Never. So, yeah, that was cool to see. It really was. And it was great to meet him. He was, he's got a great presence about him. The answers are quick. He's still young and just gives you a quick answer and all that, right? Here's my big thing. I know he's going towards the top of the draft. And I haven't studied him. Okay? Like, we did Colorado a little early on in the year, right? And I got to watch him a little Nebraska game, right?
Not the best.
Not the best
for him, but for the program.
For the program, all of that, right? So I watched him. I know he's good, right? But I haven't really dissected him since that point. Is he definitely the best pure cover corner in the draft for you? I'm just talking right away. Is he the best pure cover corner?
I think so.
You think so?
And I'll be honest here. I think this is a good pullback. I watched him over summer.
Yeah.
I had him as the 8th best corner, knowing the trajectory was going to be insane, but there was zero technique, and you want to give a guy a little grace. It's playing 120 snaps. There was some tough moments where I'm like, he's just out there as an athlete. I thought he dialed in so much this year from a technique perspective, awareness perspective. I was blown away with the jumps he made to pass Will Johnson, and Azareye'h Thomas we'll talk about again. He's my corner 3. He needs more love. I think so, though. I just think the kind of athlete he is, the ball skills, he's somebody that's so competitive at the catch point. Finishes plays is how I would describe him.
Yeah.
Like when the ball's in the air, it's Travis's ball.
No doubt about that.
And that means a lot to me.
It definitely does.
There's a difference between knocking a pass down or chopping a pass down and catching the ball, and he's elite at catching the ball. I think that there's times, even like you watch BYU at the end of this year, where he's kind of just grabbing. It's just like the technique aspect of when to get into my pedal, when do I press. That's something that he's going to have to be coached up on even further, but the raw package is just too good to pass
How
up.
much man-to-man am I going to see? You know me. I'm a sucker a little bit.
That's why I want to talk about Azareye'h in a second.
Yeah, but I'm a sucker for that. And I am a little bit sometimes when I see too much zone out of a guy, I start to go, if you were that good at man, they'd put you in man more to more, right? And I don't know that. So
Enough. Just because he can open up and run and do it. That's the thing. You'd love to see them in some more, I would have loved, I know this is low-hanging fruit, I would have loved to watch him play in the Big Ten or SEC just to kind of have those shadow matchups against some of the best receivers. Not that there's plenty of fine receivers in the Big 12, but you'll see enough. Just because the movement skills, right? The quick trigger, that short area ability to adjust, that's all there.
Here's the other aspect. I mean, I thought when we met with him, he was going to give me a lean or go, I like this position more. But, he is hell-bent on being
He's
both.
dug in?
He is dug in.
I don't love that.
Neither do I.
I know that's not what people listening want to hear.
I wanted to say it to him, but I didn't.
Right.
I didn't.
Spirit.
But either way, I am a little surprised that there's no I love this, but I also really like that, right? I thought I was going to hear that. He didn't give any leeway or lean or anything. He wants to do both. He wants to be out there all the time.
You know better than anyone else here. You've been on an NFL team, the meetings, the brutalness of the week. You think this could truly be done?
No.
I don't either.
Not to the capacity he thinks
just
it can
explain
be.
the meetings aspect. You don't just show up on Sundays and be like, cool, I'm now going to cover Jamar Chase.
No, you definitely
you actually
not.
plan for that throughout the week.
You plan for that throughout the week, and not only that, it's just you're covering Jamar Chase, and you should be studying Jamar Chase at all, in every minute of your day that you can. Let me, when he leans this way, he likes to cut that way. When I see his head go like this, I know he's getting ready to do that. Those are things you can get, and I just worry about, hey, first year in the NFL, you're learning a defense, you're not studying a guy, now you're trying to learn an offensive play, and then you're just going to go out there and go, oh, yeah, we're going to put you out there and play some man-to-man this week, and we want you to go against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I don't.
Right.
I don't.
It's,
to me,
it's
the
not
right
the fun
way,
combo, but it's the real. This is the combo that teams are having or trying to figure out with him.
Off of that too, and this is where I'm so excited to watch him. Is I don't know. Again, TV scouting. I'm just excited to see how explosive he is.
Yeah.
Right. I did grow up in an era and played in an era where I played against Champ Bailey and Charles Woodson, and I saw them, and they were special explosive.
Yep.
Right. And Champ Bailey was crazy explosive, right? And I don't get the feel that he's quite of that.
I don't think that level.
And they couldn't do both at the same time. Now, he's got better ball skills, and he plays receiver
does.
better than any of those, so I do want to say that. But that's just, some of the things that are going through my brain in this process, and I'm trying to flush it all out here.
I think the quickness with the ball in his hands as a wide receiver is what makes him so fun.
I see that.
You get him in space, and it's like, man, he's hard to get a hand on. And then he can go up and climb the ladder. Like, as a wide receiver, I think he could play corner full time, and everybody loves just like have a package of plays at wide receiver that he could do.
That would be the way to do it. But we got 5 plays from him in this game, and that's it. To start off,
how can you be the number 1 wide receiver and the number 1 corner on a team? It'd be groundbreaking. I'd be blown away.
I got to see it to believe it.
From a human body element.
Got to see it to believe it.
Yeah. It would be mind-blowing.
You talked about the Big 12 and some of that and all that. It's all good.
Right.
But it ain't the SEC, it ain't the Big 10, and it certainly ain't the fucking NFL.
He's a slender guy.
So I know. That's what I'm very intrigued to see here all the way. Other thing, too. Have you heard, from any of your friends or anything, where you think they value him as? Like Andrew Berry of the Browns was one of the first teams I heard that came out and said, we actually think it's receiver.
Interesting.
Which to me was a little bit like, I'm actually surprised by that.
Right.
I thought DB was going to be the place. And then, me again goes, well, maybe they don't think he's quite explosive enough to be that like island man-to-man corner all the time.
I've heard it turning now that way. And I was wrong about it coming into this. So I watched him last summer.
Yeah.
And I thought he was one of the best receivers in the country.
Right.
And I didn't think that about him at corner. And I was like, I think Travis Hunter's a wide receiver. Then this year he changed my mind a little bit where I'm like, he could do both. Like, I don't have the corner questions I once had. Arriving here, I hear more wide receiver than I thought I would hear. I thought teams would just be chasing a corner because it's just so hard to find. Now, it's not hard to find a wide receiver, but I thought they'd be like, man, if this guy could be a top 3 corner in the NFL, we'd rather have that.
Right.
It's also a different market financially than what wide receivers are getting right now.
Definitely.
So I wouldn't be shocked if that's a trend that picks up. But I don't know how he's going to react to that. I really don't. I don't know how you meet in the middle with him and a team. Like, what is the plan then if he's really dug in?
If they bring him in and they look at you as a receiver, that to me is going to even be harder to do both ways. Because if they want you to be a receiver,
I think it's the other way.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
if
think
you're brought in as the receiver, they're going to go, wait, dude, we want 1,000 yards. We want you to learn the slot. We want to learn the X. We want you to learn Z. And he's going to be like, holy shit, that's a lot to learn. And then he's going to be like, what about defense? And they're like, no, you got to learn this first. That's why we got you. I'm truly intrigued, and I'll be watching film on here in the next few weeks and get a feel for him here.
It's not like, too, where Chris, he goes out and he plays all the offense. It's like, oh, we're in the red zone. Travis, get out there and cover T. Higgins. Like, that's not how the NFL works.
Definitely not. There's no way they're going to let anybody do that.
There's so many checks and so many reads on the back end.
Right.
And
exactly
it would be, once again, I'd be mind blown and wildly impressed, but it's so hard.
Thanks for watching Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Hey, just because the season's over, it doesn't mean we're over. We ain't going anywhere. The NFL never dies.
We're staying right here. Hit subscribe. We got every NFL move. We'll react to that. Plus, Chris has got 4,719 draft prospect profiles to do.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe. You know where to find us. Peace out, homies.